Hey, what's up, world, and welcome to the 100th episode of the Take One podcast. I am your host, August C. Jones here, and on this episode, I really wanted to make it pretty special, so I'm just going to be talking about certain things that matter to me, which is my most anticipated films of next month, as well as Disney's list of just movies that they're going to be coming out with next year. Now, a lot of the movies consist of, you get Pixar, Star Wars, Lucasfilm, whatever, Marvel, and just straight Disney films or whatnot. So, and there are a lot of them. It seems like Disney is really just trying to take over the world at this point. But we're going to get to that a little bit later, as well as we're going to we're going to get to the box office segment and everything that includes within that. So, yeah. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump right into the first thing, which I am going to talk about my most anticipated films of next month. So I'm going to go by listing off all the movies, all the major movies that are coming out next month, and which ones I'm excited to see. Yeah, let's go ahead and just start off with that. So first on the list is Bumblebee, and these are not in order. So just, whatever. Just take that in mind. So Bumblebee, Aquaman, Mary Poppins Returns, Once Upon a Deadpool, Mortal Engines, The Mule, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Second Act, Welcome to Marwen, Holmes and Watson, and Vice. So, and all these movies, it's not too many movies that are coming out next month, but they do have a few big significant films that are coming out next month. Now, just to put it out there, the bigger films are really what are catching my eye. All the smaller films, I'm really kind of like, I am interested in seeing it, like a Second Act or Welcome to Marwen and stuff like that. And I'm truly like, all these movies are movies that I really want to go see, that I am planning on seeing every single one of those films. But it's ones that, like, if I had to pick 5, these would be the ones that I would go see. And those are the ones I'm going to talk about. But basically, Aquaman is first and foremost. Just with all the, reviews and just everything, all the goodness that has been coming out around, just centering Aquaman, this movie seems like it's going to be a big thing. And the one thing that I've said before on the podcast, and it's been noted down and everything, is that, DC, with all the stuff that they've been doing, all of like the kind of non-success that they've been having with their connective universe within the BVS universe and everything else, it was like they need a win. In my opinion, Man of Steel and Wonder Woman are like the best films out of the 5 movies that they have out presently. And I'm not counting Aquaman, whatever. But all the other movies are just or just they suck or whatever. And the one movie that actually sucks is Suicide Squad. Just an abomination. But BVS and Justice League, those are movies that, were disappointing. And, they had potential, but they just didn't reach it. So Aquaman, with it coming out, and with it only being the only movie that's coming out this year from the BVS universe, it was like, how is this going to pan out? But us getting a taste of Aquaman in Justice League last year, which I really did like, the portrayal of Jason Momoa's Aquaman, it was like I was looking forward to seeing more of this character. And then you put James Wan is attached to direct the Aquaman movie. It's like everything is looking up, and then on top of that, we see the trailers and everything is just looking really good around this. And then as we get closer, they're starting to wrap up the whole, all the marketing and everything for it. So they're basically getting real excited for this, and it's showing that they have faith in this movie, that they know that they got something good. And just from all the buzz, all the word of mouth about this movie so far, it's crazy. Like, a lot of people want to go see this. They even had they have a thing with Atom Tickets, where if you're an Amazon Prime member, you can see it a week earlier than everybody else on December 15th. I tried to get that, but for some reason I can't. I have Atom Tickets and I'm a Prime member. And every time I press the little bar, it won't go to it, and I cannot find a way to get the tickets. So I guess I'm just out of luck. But in any case, like with all the stuff that's surrounding it, this may be a win. And then if Shazam is good, that's another win for them. And then things can start looking up. I'm not really counting the Joker movie that's coming out next year because, that's not connected to the BVS universe. But, Aquaman, if they could come out and just squash it, just literally squash it to where it's even better than like Justice League and everything else, man, they're on the right path. And if they can crush it with this movie, Shazam, and then Wonder Woman, and then they talking about Birds of Prey, if they can do that, then they're on the good path. And then we got Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I was kind of skeptic. I ain't even gonna lie. When I first heard about them, planning to do this movie, I was like, you're already doing Spider-Man in the MCU. Why are you gonna come out with another Spider-Man movie? Blah, blah, blah. And then I ended up seeing the first trailer, and I was sold. And seeing everything leading up to it, this is one of my most anticipated films that's coming in next month. It looks crazy. I just hope, one of my concerns is that, Miles Morales, him being like a black Latino type of character, I hope that they don't, I can see why they put Peter Parker up in there, because it's name recognition of the character. I mean, Spider-Man is a popular IP. Everybody knows who Spider-Man is. Household name. But not too many people know who Miles Morales is. So you have to put Peter Parker in there. And I get it. If this movie is good enough to warrant a sequel and they end up doing it, then, you don't have to put Peter Parker in it again. You could just have Miles Morales. So I get that, getting people like, oh, Peter Parker is up in there. Let me go see this. This is a Spider-Man movie. Let me go see this, blah, blah, blah. And then we get introduced to them and then later on. But I just hope that they don't, all the other Spider-Mans that are in it don't, overshadow Miles Morales as a character. I hope he just comes out on top and it's all about him. And, we end up liking him, because of how he's written into this. But just the look of it, and just it's going to have a lot of comedic elements to it. And it's a movie that you will want to take your child to go see, especially if they're a big comic book movie type of kid, which is a lot of kids. I'm definitely going to go take my son, but this is a movie that even if I didn't have a son, I definitely would go see this. So this movie is something that I'm really, really heavy anticipating on. Bumblebee is next. Yeah, Bumblebee is a movie that I wasn't a big fan. I'm like a lot of people. I'm not a big fan of Transformers movies. I think I've seen every single one of them in theaters. Yeah, I've seen every single one of them in theaters. I wasn't a big fan of the last one. The last night was just god awful. Just vomit. And I don't know, I was just on the bandwagon, maybe, Bumblebee. I had a little bit of hope because Michael Bay wasn't directing this one, didn't have anything to do with this. I think he is name producer, in just name, nothing, his hand prints isn't on this. So I think that's really, if any involvement, that's how he has, and that's the only involvement that he has is just name recognition, and that's it. But as far as that, Michael Bay don't have anything to do with this, so it's you got a little bit of hope that this movie may end up being good. And with them doing the same thing that they're doing with Aquaman, where not with Amazon, not with Amazon or anything, but they're having a early screening. This movie comes out, I think it's the 21st of this month or next month or whatever. And basically, they're having an early screening for the 8th, which I can proudly say that I bought my tickets already. Went on Fandango, saw that they had it on there, which I should have did it on Adam because they had it at AMC. Well, they were going to have it at AMC. And I have the AMC Stubbs A-list, so I could have just used it to, wipe out one of the tickets because I'm going to take me and my son. And then I have a free one because with Adam, if you buy 4 tickets off of there, you get or you buy 3, you get the 4th one free or something like that. So I got a free ticket on Adam. So basically, it would have came down to where I didn't have to pay shit, So, but in any case, everything is all done, everything is all taken care of. So it's like whatever. But yeah, this is a movie that I am looking forward to. Like I said, I already bought my tickets for it or whatever. But it shows that they have confidence that this movie is good by doing that. Because a lot of times if a studio doesn't have, confidence in a movie, they're going to basically hold off the review embargoes maybe a day or two before the movie actually come out. That way a lot of people don't have time to see or read the reviews to make that decision. Because a lot of people do, take a lot of... They do give a lot of credit to the critics. They'll just be like, oh, well, this critic say it's bad, that critic says it's bad, blah, blah. I'll just wait. And some people, they'll just be like, oh, they say it's bad, but let me go see for myself. So, I mean, you can't take that away. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But, yeah, they're showing confidence, just like Aquaman, like I said, like with letting us get an early screening of it on the 8th. And this is just open to the public. You don't have to be an Amazon Prime member. You don't have to be anything. You don't have to be a Fandango, like VIP member or Adam or whatever. You can go on Adam tickets. You can go on Fandango. You can go on whatever other movie purchasing website you can go on and get tickets on the 8th for Bumblebee. And it just shows that this movie may end up having something special. And I thought about it. I was listening to Movie Talk earlier today, and they brought up something. And I'm just like, that would be kind of cool, because Bumblebee is essentially a prequel, because it takes place in the 80s before all the events of the Transformers movies happen. And it's like, when I was younger, I watched the Transformers TV show, but I didn't pay attention to it like that. I only knew Optimus Prime and Megatron, and that's really all I knew. All the other ones, it was like I just didn't know. I just watched the show and that was it. But a lot of what I've been hearing is that they have the same designs of the cartoon and just how they look and stuff, rather than the Michael Bay designs and stuff. So I started thinking, like, what if they are doing a reboot? And somebody had said that, like, what if it's like a soft reboot to start over a new, Transformers, retconning all the Michael Bay ones. They already made their money, so it don't even matter. But retconning them and starting from the Bumblebee movie. All the lore that's been said, and just do away with it and just do what they do from that point on. I figure, like, that would be slick, but it will be, I think, kind of smart. It will be confusing, because you're restarting it like almost immediately after the other ones went off. But, it was like, hey, I mean, to get a good, basically just to get, a good reception or good reviews off of the Transformers movies, and not just being the last thing that we know of it is, Michael Bay and everything else, or his name being synonymously attached to, Transformers. It was like, hey, start over new and everything could be good from that point. Yeah, so Bumblebee does come out on the 21st. Same day as Aquaman and, whatever. So, yeah, Bumblebee does come out on the 21st. So, yeah, we're getting to see it like a good couple weeks before it even comes out. So that's pretty cool. That just shows, like I said, the confidence in it. So that's why it is one of my most anticipated. Plus the trailers did get me. So yeah, I am really looking forward to that. So at number 4 is Mortal Engines. Now Mortal Engines, I don't know. Peter Jackson, he directed it. I ain't gonna say that I'm a big fan of Peter Jackson. I did like the King Kong movie that he was behind. Even though it was long as hell, it could have been shorter. It literally was 2 movies put into one. But I did enjoy it. I wasn't a big Lord of the Rings fan, but just everything that's revolving all around it, and just how the nominations at the Oscars and how people just love it. I could tell he did something crazy with it. And just with the trailers of Mortal Engines, I'm been curious. To me, certain things just kind of like, that looks kind of silly, having the whole city on wheels. It just seemed really silly, but it seems something interesting, something that I haven't seen in movies or anything like that. So, I don't know. It made me really curious to see what this movie is all about. Hopefully it is good. It looks like it is good. But, hey, I mean, we'll see. But I did put it as part of my list as a movie that I am really anticipating on seeing. And then last but not least, Mary Poppins Returns. Now, don't scold me. I have not seen the original Mary Poppins. So I bet you can ask yourself, why did I put it on my list? If I haven't seen the first Mary Poppins, why would I want to go see this? Emily Blunt is an incredible actress. Earlier this year, she was in A Quiet Place, and the things that they did with that movie were incredible. And one of the things that they did good in that movie was her performance. Her performance was incredible. So when I'm looking at it, it's like I'm just kind of really wanting to see it because of her, because I want to see what she do with it. And just basically, yeah, because of her. I can say that because it's not like, oh, I love Mary Poppins when I was a kid, blah, 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 and all this stuff. Maybe I did watch it. Maybe my parents set me down in front of the TV when it was on one day, but maybe when I was young and I just really didn't remember. And I don't mean like 8 years old. I mean like maybe like 2-3 years old where you don't remember shit. But, yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it was that, but I don't remember ever seeing it ever in my life. So, yeah, like, on that premise alone, Disney has been squashing it, killing it with these movies. And it's just kind of like that. It's a mixture in between wanting to see Emily Blunt because she's awesome, and then wanting to see, just Disney kill it again. I know, I've been a fan. Okay, so Disney, even though this year is kind of questionable because Christopher Robin's, I guess, didn't do as good as they wanted it to do, but it did do good. Maybe it's on the same kind of on par with that. But I think because a lot of people were fans of the original Mary Poppins, that they might end up going to go see this. So I don't know. I see this making a little bit more money than, Christopher Robin and all that stuff. Even though I did enjoy that film. I'm not even going to lie. I enjoyed that film. It did have some charm and some heart to it and everything else. Of course, Winnie the Pooh and shit. But, that's really why I want to go see this movie. It's just Emily Blunt and then Disney, So, hey, I mean, it's whatever. But all the other films, there's no slacks either. What's it? Okay, so basically, Once Upon a Deadpool is just Deadpool 2, just repackaged. PG-13 and all that stuff. So that's the reason why I ain't put it on the list, because I technically already saw this movie. I've been writing down all the movies I've been seeing this year. I'm not even going to put that down on the list because it's essentially just a different version of whatever. So I think I might put it right next to it, like / Once Upon a Deadpool, but count it all as one movie because it's not two different movies. I don't think they changed that much about it. The Mule is a movie that I'm interested in seeing with Clint Eastwood. And he gets caught up in like transporting, millions of dollars worth of cocaine for the Mexican cartel. So that looks interesting. It looks like it's gonna be good. Holmes and Watson. I just really seen, actually before I did this podcast, maybe about an hour before I did this, I seen, not even an hour, I'll say like 30 minutes before I started doing this podcast. I seen the trailer to Holmes and Watson, and tell you the truth, I don't know if that movie is going to be good. I will be surprised if it's at least enjoyable. If I go see it and I at least, crack a smile here and there and, just leave like I was entertained by it. It wasn't one of the best movies at all, far from it this year, but it was entertaining, whatever. I didn't regret spending that money if I have to spend money out of pocket, which I don't think I would for that. But I don't know. It looks like it's gonna be okay. Second act with Jennifer Lopez. It looked like a movie that I could like. that I might end up going in and being surprised by it, because it's been over a handful of movies I've seen this year where I didn't expect anything from it and ended up being really surprised by it. So that could probably be one of those movies. Vice, I just seen the trailer along with Watson a little bit before I got on this podcast, and it looks interesting. It really does. Outside of everything else, I might end up gonna go see that. Like, that is a movie that I am looking for. If anything, if I was putting anything else on there, I'd probably put that as number 6. And then Mule would be number 7. And then second that could be number 8. And Holmes and Watson would be number 9. Oh yeah, Welcome to Morrowind. I haven't even did that. I put Welcome to Morrowind above Holmes and Watson, because after seeing, Welcome to Morrowind with Steve Carell, I'm about to say Chris Carell. Steve Carell, it looks interesting. Curious on seeing it. So yeah. But yeah, all those movies is coming out. Those are my top 5. Aquaman number 1, Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse number 2, Bumblebee at number 3, Mortal Engines number 4, and Mary Poppins Returns at number 5. So yeah. And so let's go ahead and jump right into the next thing, which we're going to talk about Disney's 2019 movie list. Now, I could be a movie or two off. I don't know, but these are the movies that I see that are coming out next year that has Disney's name on it. Now, these are all the combination of just Disney, Marvel, Lucas, Pixar, and all that stuff. So we got Dumbo, Avengers 4, Star Wars Episode 9, The Lion King, Captain Marvel, Aladdin, the live action Aladdin, Spider-Man Far From Home, which it's a joint thing with Sony and Marvel, so I count it. And then we get Toy Story 4. Disney is looking really crazy right now. Like I said, they're looking like they are trying to take over the world. You look at this list, you see at least 3 movies that have potential to be billion-dollar movies. And those movies are Avengers 4, Star Wars Episode 9, and The Lion King. Now, and you know what? Toy Story 4 has the potential to be that, but I don't know. I think it may fall short just a little bit. I would be surprised if it just crossed over $1 billion. I would be surprised. But I think the 3 movies that have the chance of crossing $1 billion, no problem, is Avengers 4, Episode 9, and Lion King. And the reason for that is because Avengers 4 is just coming off the success of just what Marvel has been doing. All three Marvel movies from the MCU, from Marvel Studios, Disney, and all that stuff, have all been good. From Black Panther to Avengers Infinity War to Ant-Man and the Wasp. I've enjoyed every single one of those. Then on top of that, you got, with the way that stuff left off on the Avengers Infinity War, which upset a lot of people are going to be wanting to know what is happening. And with them basically going off of the thing of, we're holding back the title. We're not going to give you the title. Oh, we don't know when we're going to drop the trailer. It could drop this year. Maybe not. Maybe before the end of this year. Maybe it's going to drop next year. So it got us anticipating when the trailer is going to drop, what the title is, because we don't know. We only have a lot of speculations, from Endgame to Annihilation to an internal, whatever. We don't know. So it's a lot of us just sitting there waiting to see what this Avengers movie is going to be called, and just basically, how is it going to end with this? Who's going to die? Who's going to come back? We already know that Spider-Man and Black Panther are going to both come back. So that's out. That cat is out the bag. No offense to, Black Panther, Wakanda forever. But, it's like, basically, it's us wanting to know how this is going to end. Is it going to end on a happy ending? Is it still going to be a sad? Which I don't think that they will go down the route. I think at this point they need to have a happy ending with the way that Infinity War ended and how people were. So, I mean, yeah. And then episode 9, what it has going forward is that it is the last movie that is going to end the whole saga of what we know as Star Wars, the episodes. You know, from the basically what they would call it, the Skywalker saga. This movie is to end it, to wipe it away. No more Skywalkers. The next set of films are going to be totally different. And that's what they want. And that's what we need. We don't need a new future of Skywalkers. We don't need that. After a while, it's going to get basically repetitive and just like, okay, move on, you know. So yeah, this is gonna be the end. So it's like everybody is just wanting to know, how is this going to end? So yeah, this is gonna be a $1 billion movie. I think it's going to surpass Last Jedi. Guarantee you that, especially with J.J. Abrams on it. And if it is actually really, really good, shit. And then The Lion King. The Lion King is a reimagination of I guess you could say a remake of the, 1992 cartoon movie of the same name. And just with the trailer, I didn't think that this movie was going to do that good, but as I was listening to other podcasts, and I'm just like, it's starting to slowly change my mind that this could be a $1 billion movie, for the simple fact that Lion King is a part of a lot of people's favorite movie, or favorite just Disney movie, or just in top 10, they're in one of their top 10 favorite movies of all time. Lion King is up there. When people speak of Lion King, you hear like, Lion King was so good, I remember that, I love that movie even now, and blah blah blah. You hear nothing but good things. You might every now and then hear people like, I wasn't that taken by Lion King, it was okay. But it's a lot of people, even to today, will tell you that Lion King is a great movie, And with that in mind, and then you're coming out with this new one, and a lot of people was loving the teaser that they came out with on Thanksgiving. It's like, man, this may end up being a $1 billion movie. It may end up, just with people wanting to see this, taking their kids to go see it. Yeah, they're on something. They're on to something. So yeah, those are the 3 $1 billion movies that I think are going to, really actually make over $1 billion next year. But everything else is in no slack. Of course, like I said, you got Toy Story that may end up being part of the $1 billion club with these movies. I mean, every single one of these movies had the potential to be a $1 billion, movie. So I'm not even gonna say that, but these are the ones that I think that are going to be $1 billion. But Toy Story 4, hell yeah! After what the last one did, I think a lot of people are really are curious and looking forward to seeing what this one is going to be about. Since the third one kind of ended everything off, where are they going to go from there? That was the end. Like, how are you going to continue? So I think there's going to be a lot of people that's curious to see how this is going to pan out. How it's going to add to the, what is Toy Story and everything else. And I don't know, like, it has the potential to do that, especially if it is good. So, yeah, Dumbo is a movie that I didn't really care for the cartoon movie. But I don't know. I'm going to check it out by, just for curiosity. That's really all the way I'm looking at it as. It's just, I don't know, like the trailers really haven't gotten me. Really haven't gotten me yet. Hopefully the next set of trailers that come out would maybe get me, but so far I just haven't really been taken by it. But we'll see. Captain Marvel is a movie that I don't think is going to make $1 billion, but it's going to make a significant amount, because this is going to be the first ever MCU female-led superhero movie that's going to be released. And I think a lot of people on that, look back to Wonder Woman. How good that movie was. And that was the first, well, I ain't going to say first. That was in the long, well, actually, yeah, the first. That was the first successful female superhero led film. The first successful one. We've had more. We had more. You know, we had what was it? Catwoman, Supergirl at one point, and I believe it was another one, if I'm not mistaken. But basically, those failed. You know, so it was like when Wonder Woman came out and actually hit, and actually was one of the out of BVS. Man of Steel that DC released recently in their BVS universe, and Wonder Woman was the most successful one as far as just like, you know, people actually liking it. Like, that's crazy. That's just crazy. That's just crazy to think about it. So with people looking at this movie, of course they want to see the person that's going to help the Avengers come out, and this is going to be an introduction. But when you think of this, it's going to be linked to Wonder Woman, and since Wonder Woman was good, there's people that's going to be wanting to see this because it was like, okay, they did Wonder Woman good, even though it's two different studios, two different, you know, comic book, you know, properties, you know, yeah, DC and Marvel, but still it's going to be linked because first, you know. So man, it's, I don't know. It looks like it's gonna be good. And Brie Larson, for what I've seen of her in like movies, because I watched The Room recently, like some months back, and I did like her in Kong Skull Island. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the best, but you know, whatever. And then I saw her up in, what's that movie that came out last year? Oh my gosh. It was a smaller film. Oh my gosh, what is the movie called? I am blanking. I'm gonna have to look it up. But basically, what I've seen from her, she is good. She's good, and so I am really looking forward to, you know, what she has to offer when it comes to this Captain Marvel character. But I think she's gonna kill it. I believe that she's going to crush it. That we don't have to worry about that. So, and the trailers look good. The trailers look real good. So I have no problem with that. When it comes down to it, what's the next one? Aladdin. I don't know what to say too much about that because Free Fire. That was the Brie Larson movie that actually didn't come out last year. It came out 2016. Wow. Okay, yeah, it's called Free Fire. And I seen her in that. And what was it? I'm looking at everything up. Scott Pilgrim. Yeah, I don't even remember liking that movie. I know I'm in the minority, but I really found myself not liking that movie. But yeah, Aladdin. We didn't really get too much from the trailer. I mean, it was just a teaser, but we didn't really get too much from it. So I can't really form an opinion. I'm curious to see how is it gonna look. How Will Smith is going to be as the genie and everything else, doing his own spin on it and everything. I don't know. Once we get our first trailer, then I could probably make up my mind. But as it goes, I can't really make a decision on it. I really can't. And then the trailer, the show was less than what we got with the teaser for Lion King. So I know I can't really say anything, you know. I mean, it's whatever. What else is on the list? I think that's it. Oh, yeah, Spider-Man Far From Home. The movie that's going to take place after. I think, yeah, it's going to take place after Avengers 4 whatnot, and show where Peter Parker is now and blah, blah, blah. I think that's going to do good. I think it is. The first one was successful. So, yeah, this one, and I think this is the final film that the Sony Marvel deal have together. So after this, who knows what's going to happen with this incarnation of Spider-Man. If they're going to extend their, you know, relationship, or if they're going to just, you know, leave it at that and just they go about their separate ways. I hope they extend it and keep working with each other, but, I mean, it's whatever. But that movie like is going to be decent. But we haven't seen a trailer or anything for it. More than likely, we probably won't get a trailer until like next year, maybe after, you know, Captain Marvel, or maybe attached to the Avengers 4 trailer. I don't know, but you know, it's kind of tricky when you were erased, you know, a lot of people out of Avengers Infinity War, and then now you got to hold off on it. So I don't know, but Yeah, Disney is trying to really take over the world. These movies are looking awesome. I think I'm gonna talk briefly, not on this episode, but probably on a later episode, about how, which one do I think is going to just take next year out of all these Disney movies. And Lion King, though I do think it's going to do over $1 billion, I don't think it has a chance of going head to head with either Episode 9 or Avengers 4. I just don't. I mean, a lot of people might go against it, but I don't think it does. I think it's going to make a crap ton of money. I will be hella shocked. Actually, I would be shocked, but not shocked. Or I'd say surprised, but not surprised if it does go head to head with both of them. But I think because of everything that's leading up behind Avengers 4 and Episode 9, I think those are the two head competitors when it comes to the Disney movies coming out next year. And I think probably on the next episode and maybe on the quick takes, I'm gonna talk about which one of those I think is gonna take it. But yeah, more than likely it's gonna be, I don't know. I'm gonna just talk about it anyway. But let's go ahead and move on to the box office segment. And so with this, I do it the same way. I talk about my last week's predictions, and then I'll tell you what actually dominated the box office over the weekend. And then I'm going to add something new to it. What won the weekend, which is a new part of that, and just tell you not really what won, because I'm basically doing that with the, telling you what dominated. But basically just going over the movies that I found to be my favorites. Well, who won the weekend for me? Let's put it like that. And then I'm going to give out what's coming soon, and then my predictions for this coming weekend. So let's go ahead and get that out the way. So basically my last week's predictions was that Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet was going to take the number 1 spot. Creed 2 was going to be at number 2. Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald was going to be at number 3. Dr. Seuss's The Grinch is going to be at number 4. And Bohemian Rhapsody is going to be at number 5. I came damn close. But that damn Fantastic Beast. Man. So basically at number 1 was Ralph Breaks the Internet over the weekend, 56.2 million. Domestically, 84.7 million. Worldwide, 127 million. And then we got Creed 2 over the weekend, taking in 35.5 million. And domestically, 56 million. Dr. Seuss's The Grinch took the number 3 spot over the weekend, 30.3 million. Domestically, 180 million, and worldwide 216.3 million. And then Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald over the weekend took in 29.3 million. Domestically, 116 million, worldwide 438.7 million. And then rounding off the top 5 is Bohemian Rhapsody, with a weekend total of 14 million, domestically 154.4 million, and worldwide 474 million. And then just to go to another movie, number 7, Robin Hood. The 2018 version over the weekend did 9.1 million. So what stands out to me about this top 5 box office and all that stuff, the fact that Fantastic Beasts just basically sunk below Dr. Seuss. Like, that's one of the things that stand out to me. Because Fantastic Beasts went from last weekend being the weekend before doing 62.1 million to now basically going all the way down to 29.3 million. Like, that should tell you something. Like, I guess a lot of people really didn't like this. I mean, I felt the same way. I'm going to go see it again, but for the simple fact that I had distractions along with the whole what's going on with this movie, so it was like one of those things where you had to be a big Potterhead in order to kind of get this, be really in tune into the lore. But even then, a lot of people were just saying that it was just too convoluted. So I want to get another look at it with no distractions and making sure that, I'm not tripping. That, everything that I'm witnessing from this movie is because of the movie, not because of my son don't care and the kids in back don't care for me and, spending my money and trying to watch a damn movie. I want to just experience it for myself. But obviously, a lot of people felt the same way. They didn't care for this movie, or they just didn't like it, and word of mouth spread. So it dropped a crazy amount. So yeah, Dr. Seuss overtook it. I mean, not by too much, but still, when you were ahead of Dr. Seuss' Grinch movie, and you go the next week going below it and dropping very significantly, that's just crazy to me. That really is crazy to me. But yeah, everything panned out like I thought. Disney did it again with Wreck-It Ralph, 2 or whatnot. And I thought Creed 2 was going to be up in the top 5, of course, but I didn't think it was going to be a number 1, especially going against Wreck-It Ralph. I just didn't see that. But one of the big things that coming out of here is Robin Hood. Now, Robin Hood was a movie that going toward it, you didn't really see too much as far as marketing for it. You didn't see a huge major push. And that's be telling of a lot of studios. And, if a studio don't have faith in the movie, they do the things like I said earlier about the whole holding the embargo a few days before, it comes out, blah, blah, blah. But one of the things is that they wouldn't put that much marketing into it. Because it's like, oh, we ain't going to make that much money while putting that much money into marketing it. So, yeah, and that was just the case with Robin Hood. And after I seen it, I was like, this is not going to touch the top 5 at all. I would have been surprised if it was in the top 5. But, yeah, I thought that this movie should have been lower. But seeing all the reviews and everybody and what they felt about it, it was like, I wasn't alone. This movie, I left out, I'm like, yeah, they went that way. Okay. They're not gonna get what I don't think they're gonna get what they want to get, but hey, whatever. I'm not giving away no spoilers here. But yeah, if you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, that was really the only things that stood out about the top 10 to me. Then let's go ahead and jump right into what won the weekend for me. Really, what won the weekend for me is a movie that came out that expanded. It didn't come out last week. It came out the week before, but it expanded. So I don't know if I could count it up in here, but I think I'm gonna count it. The Green Book. If you haven't seen it, check it out. To me, last week, out of all 4 of the movies I saw last week, this was the best. This was one of those sleeper movies where I saw it. I saw the trailer for it. I'm like, it's real interesting. Let me go check it out. And I ended up seeing it, and I loved the movie. So good. So yeah, for that, I'm going to count it. It won the weekend for me. Creed 2, I could say it came in second because I did enjoy it. Even though I didn't think it was better than the first one, it still was a pretty damn good movie. Wreck-It Ralph is after that. Didn't really enjoy it like I thought I would. It was good. I just didn't love it like I loved the first one. And to me, as far as like with Creed, yeah, Creed 2 wasn't as good as the first one, but it still was a damn good movie. Wreck-It Ralph 2, to me, I might be in the minority. It took a dive, and I can't really pinpoint what about the movie I really just did not like. But it was just something major. I just remember seeing the movie, leaving the theater, and I'm just like, it's okay. The first movie, I can watch it. I've watched it recently, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. This one, it was just, I don't know. I just can't pinpoint it. But yeah, and Robin Hood, of course, is just trash. So that was just garbage. But yeah, Green Book and Creed 2 were the movies that just took it from me. Green Book, best one of all. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Highly recommend it. And so what's coming out this week is only one movie. One major movie that's coming out this week, which is The Possession of Hannah Grace, which is a movie I don't really have too much faith in. I don't think it's going to be a movie that, it didn't have any, it's just like Robin Hood. It didn't have really that much promotion going behind it. So I don't think that a lot of people really know that this movie is coming out. So I don't think it's going to be good. And I put it in my top 5 predictions, but not high though. Because I look at the tomato meter, It doesn't have anything on the tomato meter yet. They're probably going to put it up tomorrow. But 90% of people want to see it. I mean, it's a horror film, whatever, but I don't think it's going to be a real good one. I'll be surprised. But, of course, I'm going to go check it out and see for myself. But, yeah, that's the only movie coming out this weekend. And so I'm going to end off this podcast by giving you my predictions for this coming weekend, which is, I think, Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet, is going to take over, the number one spot again. Creed 2 is going to come in at number 2 again. And nothing's going to knock that off. The Grinch is going to stay at number 3. But I think the Possession of Hannah Grace is going to be in the top 5. But it's going to take the number 4 spot. Fantastic Beasts, I feel, is going to drop down to number 5. I will be shocked as hell if Fantastic Beasts drops down below Bohemian Rhapsody. To where Hannah Grace is going to be at number 4, Bohemian Rhapsody number 5, and Fantastic Beasts go down to number 6. I will be hella surprised, but it's not far out of that zone. So, hey, it's whatever. So, yeah, those are my top 5 for this weekend, which is Ralph 2, Creed 2, The Grinch movie, Hannah Grace, and Fantastic Beasts 2. That's how I got it all written down. Just something real quick, because majority of them got long titles. But yeah, and so that wraps up this episode 100 of the Take One podcast. Thank you guys for listening, and I hope to catch you guys on episode 101. And yeah, that's really all I got to give, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Hey, before you guys leave, make sure you hit that like button as well as that subscribe button. And you see that little bell? Make sure you hit that to turn on your notifications. That way you'll be notified for anything that appears on my channel. Hope to see you guys next time. Peace out.